I feel like instead of calling her female Orost, we all should call her the stun machine.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. I got I'm tired of shit.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone have been doing well. Today we are going to take a look at the new Minotaur tanks, also known as tanks from Orost clan. So let's start with, I don't know, Inni, Mini, Mini, Mo, the male. But before that, let me say this one thing right off the bat. What the f is up with these tanks base ranked? They are extremely high for a tank. I think they are the highest base ranked in a tank thus far. Wait a sec. Let me check just to reconfirm. Yep, greater than these ones. Yep, way higher than these ones as well. And this champion deals damage based on its strength. And Orost has almost 1.5 times to almost double the strength. I mean, I know that the clan doesn't have high strength like any of these main damage dealers, or they're going to replace your damage dealers in any way. But I'm just saying in general that the Orost clan at least will do damage that's more seenable compared to the puny damage that the tanks do. I'm pretty sure you guys know what I mean. You know, right after a battle when we check the damage outputs and we see all this massive damage, and then there's our tank with an ant-like damage? Anyways, enough talking. Let us look at the traits before I get sidetracked even more. Let's start with the active skill. It's called Hammer of the Bull. When this skill is used, he will smash with the ledge hammer, dealing damage equal to 300% of the champion's attack to all targets within the range, and sends them airborne. First of all, do keep in mind that the 300% that I mentioned earlier is only if it's max ascended to 15 stars. Secondly, I like that they added a new disruptor, like the stuns, charm, fear, etc., instead of keeping and reusing the same disruptors again and again. We don't know yet if airborne will be better than the current disruptors, but it would be fun to find out. Now as for the passive skill, it's called Roar of the Crowd. It allows our champion to receive protection from ancestral spirits when the champion enters the battlefield, and gains a shield that absorbs damage equal to 1350% of the champion's attack for 30 seconds when he is fully ascended. Now, based on my first impression looking at this skill, if I'm not mistaken, this is the highest percentage shield based on attack, coming second to only the May Lionstone's ultimate. And as far as I understood so far, the shield is only for him, while obviously Lionstone's one is for everyone in the team. And finally, here comes the ultimate skill, called Gladiator's Fury. He growls with uncontainable rage, taunting enemies within a certain radius, also reducing damage taken by 60% during that period. When the taunting effect expires, the champion recovers his health by 50% of the damage received during that period. I gotta say, so many things are happening in this ult. For one, it helps him generate more aggro when he taunts. Secondly, he takes reduced damage, helping him be more tanky. And lastly, if all of that wasn't enough, he can also freaking recover half of the damage he received during his ult. Like seriously. Seriously. After reading all the skills, I have a strong urge to maybe making him the main tank for my lineup. I mean, female Lionstone is good and all, but apart from her ultimate, her passive is meh, and her active skill is dog water. No offense to anyone. Not to mention, female Lionstone may be categorized as a tank in the game, but she is more of a support. No matter what anyone says, trust me, she doesn't have any tank-like qualities because of how squishy she is. So yeah, bonus fact right here. In my opinion, you should not level up her active skill too much, just so that she can stay in the battlefield longer and help buff the backline champions to do more damage. And as for the male Lionstone, although it's not officially confirmed, I do feel like he's been secretly nerfed or something. Cause he was doing really good, until one day I woke up and he wasn't as tanky as before and couldn't handle heavy punishments. Okay, all that aside, time for us to take a look at the female Orost. And trust me when I say this, if you were impressed by the male Orost, you are going to be equally impressed with the female. Obviously, like always, we are going to start with the active skill. It's called Vengeful Smash. Long story short, she will smash the ground and any target caught in the attack will take damage equal to 250% of the champion's attack and get stunned for 1 second. This attack will be a line attack, so if she times it properly, it can hit multiple targets. Now comes her passive, which is called Unbowed. It makes her receive protection, as in gain a shield once per 8 seconds. The shield will absorb damage equal to 500% of the champion's attack, and it lasts for 5 seconds. And now comes the interesting part, because of why I think she has a huge potential. When this shield is broken, all enemies around the champion is stunned for 1 second. It also grants all teammates 10% damage reduction for 5 seconds. Well, as you can see so far, both her active and passive skills can stun multiple enemies, which can be really helpful when it comes to stopping enemies' ults and whatnot. And a team-wide damage reduction gotta be a treat as well. With that, we make our way to her ultimate skill. It's called Hammer Drop. She stomps the ground, dealing damage equal to 600% of the champion's attack, inflicting, you can guess it, stun for 2 seconds to the enemies within a certain radius. For every additional enemy that gets affected, the damage increases by 15% and the duration of the stun effect is increased by 0.4 seconds. Well, I feel like she can actually do some real damage with her ultimate. But what impresses me more is her stuns. I feel like instead of calling her female Orost, we all should call her the stun machine. Because anything and everything she does with any of her skills can stun you. Obviously, real battle tests have yet to be done, but I can totally see her being a pain in the ass. At last, let's talk about their clan trait. It's called Ardent. When a battle starts, all teammates' damage reduction would be increased by 11% for the first 10 seconds. Now, it might not be a meta-defining trait, but it still has its uses. Especially because during the first 10 seconds, all the active skills fly around the board in the battle. And having any of these tanks who are really good tanks in their own right, and with this trait, may be the final help you needed to clear a certain campaign that you're stuck in, or to fight back a bully who ruined your arena ranking. Thanks everyone for watching. Do not forget to like, comment and subscribe if you like the content. And do feel free to share it with your friends. That's all for today. Take care. Bye bye. Adios.